second.
I feel like everybody said good morning in a
Happy
sing-song voice,
Wednesday.
and
I
I
know.
did not sing-song voice. Good morning.
Now that we're watching that TikTok.
Oh yeah, it was like a TikTok compilation.
Where they say, "Oh yeah," like why is this a thing?
They say, "Oh yeah," but in a very crazy way. And my 6-year-old daughter loves doing this, and she's done it since she was little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how dumb it is. That's cute though.
That's funny. Okay.
Well, happy Wednesday.
I know. It feels like a crazy day. Like there's just so much.
We have a sale going
Melissa had to
on.
go round us up this morning. She's like, I just feel like you guys are discombobulated
She's
today.
like, I told her, you're like our mom. Like, you clean up after us, and then you come and
she's
get
nice.
us
I'm
and
like,
tell us to
Can
come.
you go get my water from the car so it doesn't get hot?
she is.
Aw.
She's like,
Very sweet. I will tell you, it is so nice to come into our offices. We got new cleaning people.
Oh, they're
and
so
it's
great.
actually clean.
Yes.
And it is a wife and husband, and they have
They're engaged.
8 children.
I didn't know they had 8
thought,
kids.
Don't they have
I don't know.
like
I
8
haven't
kids?
talked
They
to
thought
them.
I was Branson's sister yesterday. They said, the guy, his name is Brinson. You're his sister. I'm like, no, but thank you.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
They are so great, though. They're like the nicest people. Okay, so my office is, we're just going to say it is not the tidiest.
Patty's got a lot going on.
I got a
in
lot
her
going
office.
on. And so yesterday she said, so sometimes I want to like move things and clean things in your office, but I don't know if it's okay to mess with your stuff. I said, you don't
The
have to do.
cleaning people or Melissa?
The cleaning people.
Okay.
It could have been Melissa.
Also, Melissa probably has said the same
She
thing
walks
to
in,
me at
she's
some
like,
point.
What's that box? She's laughing. I can hear her. And I'm like, well, I just need to move it here.
We
She's
really
like,
need
she
a
goes,
tiny
do you
person."
care if I take it? I'm like, oh, please do.
Yes. She'll be like, so you have 9 different cream bases on the floor. What are you going to keep? And I'm like, none of it. She's like, can I take it to the trash? I'm like, you can. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the cleaning people were like, so what can we do in here? I'm like, you can do anything you want. My office is so clean right now.
I wondered. I walked by this morning and I was like, okay, it's not. I figured you'd clean it today because, Julius and Joanne come in Thursdays.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
this is too clean.
Yep. Nope. We had a talk and I'm like, you don't have to. This is above and beyond. She's like, I really want to. I'm like, okay. So I like gathered all my papers on my desk in one pile
wondered.
and it is clean right now.
It was
That is
clean.
nice.
Yeah. So it's nice to have people who, our last couple cleaning people have not been as dedicated.
Well, I
so.
feel like I'm like one of those like organized chaos people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put everything in piles and it's gotta be Melissa, I can't help it. Organized piles so I know where everything is, but like I never get around to the piles.
I'm just chaos.
I'm a pile. That's a really bad way to, is what I figured out. Or I've read a lot of
you
organizing
did. You read
books.
like the butterfly
But
book.
it is, I'm a pile maker, and then at the end I just get so frustrated I almost just throw it in a basket and it goes back in a pile. So I
That makes
actually, even
sense.
though it takes so much longer, will take something and go put it away, or find maybe some like things and actually go put it away. I've tried to be
I'm
better
still
about this.
piling.
I got piles at home,
piler.
and my husband goes nuts. He's like, "What is this pile of papers on the counter?" I'm like,
I took
"I
a
need them."
laundry basket. I took one thing out. I went and put it away. I went and got another thing out and put it away.
Sounds
No.
exhausting.
It's the only way that I can do it. But there is if in organizing, there is a clutter bug quiz online somewhere, and it is fascinating because it tells you what kind of organization you like.
Yeah.
And it really was life-changing. Thankfully, my husband and I both are the same kind of organization type, but we like everything in the open. Like we take off closet doors, we take off cupboard doors.
Oh, that always drives me
I
nuts.
love like clear containers
Yeah.
because I literally forget about stuff.
You too.
I forget about
You
stuff if it's
100%
in a
do.
drawer.
Yeah.
I like it all hidden.
Yeah.
So
But
you're
I
a bee,
but I can
probably.
tell you where everything is. But I like it hidden.
It's like you have to ask yourself, is it easy? Do you want it to be easy to get it or easy to put it away? And I need it to be easy to put it away because I will not probably open a lid to put it away.
Huh.
I'll throw it over by there.
Or on top of the lid and stack it
Yes,
up on that.
exactly.
That's funny.
So I've got all open lids, easy access. It just
I
works.
have
All drawers in my kitchen now. It just works so much easier.
That weird skill where like My friends in high school used to call me and be like, hey, have you seen my red shoe? And I'd be like, yes, it's under your bed on the left side behind the sock. And they'd be like, why do you know that? I'm like, I
didn't
just
know
do.
this about you.
Yeah, like usually if
funny.
you call me, I can tell you where something is in a room, and I have no idea why I can
I
tell
wonder
you
if it's
this.
almost like a photographic memory type thing where you
But
like
I
saw
don't
it and
have
then
a
you
photographic
can,
memory. It's just about where things are in a room.
Yeah.
Well, I know, and that's interesting you say that because I know London, when she was a child, I realized she's like super observant, and children generally are.
Yeah.
But she was like, I'd be like, oh, they're like, what pump are you on? And I'm like, and she'd be like 6.
Yeah.
And then when Branson got lost at Mackinac, they're like, well, what does he look like? And they're like, what was he wearing? I'm like, I have no idea what he was wearing. And she's like, he had a yellow shirt on with whatever. And she like knew exactly what he was wearing. I had
Yeah.
no clue.
I
Wait,
wouldn't be able to tell
another
you
time
that.
Branson got lost? Another
my gosh,
story I haven't heard
another
of?
time.
See, I'm not observant
Branson.
like that, though. It's only about objects.
Placement stuff.
Yeah, like where things are placed, basically. Yeah. Because sometimes I don't like how they're spaced or how they're placed. And so
Yes.
then I don't know.
It's a
It's very
puzzle
weird.
thing.
That's funny.
That's
It must be like an
interesting.
ODD like or OCD type of thing. I don't know.
I'm not very OCD, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, it's your shtick.
It's weird.
Shtick.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Well, we decided to come to you guys today to talk about tea
I
because
was going to say
we love
superpowers.
tea. Yeah.
Patty's superpower is tea.
Is it? I do love tea. I'm excited because we just came up with a brand new tea drink that's going to go into our stores like later this fall. It is so good that we all keep making it and drinking it here at the office because it is
so good.
delicious. I can't wait for it
Patty
to hit the
brought me a
stores.
cup of it yesterday.
Did you like it? Because I don't think you tried it yet.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I
you did?
tried
Okay,
a few times
yeah.
before.
But you
yeah.
liked it?
I did. Yeah, I like it. And then Janine and everybody out in their houses was like, "Where's my cup?"
I need to get some more oat milk and
just
make
got
it
it
for everybody.
delivered.
or
I
normal
love
milk.
it, and I've never had oat milk. And
Yeah.
the original recipe, it was originally made with oat milk,
Yeah.
and it was delicious. But then we tried regular milk, and
It was
it's
delicious
perfect,
both
too.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
Who's
like oat
saying
milk. Yeah.
hello?
Nasser
Hello,
Hello,
Nasser.
on
Nasser.
Yes.
LinkedIn.
Okay.
Good morning. we
Good
just started
morning.
streaming to LinkedIn recently.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. I forget about LinkedIn, and then I go in there and I'll have like 150 messages.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. But every time I accept everybody on LinkedIn. But then, you get so many messages that it's
Yeah.
hard to even weed through.
It's hard to weed through
Yeah.
who is interesting. I did, though, the last time I went through, this woman, she does these like little interviews with people, and she asked me to do one with her.
Okay.
And it was really interesting. I watched one from the CEO of Scooter's Coffee,
Okay.
and I bet they do EOS because everything he said was so EOS driven. But it was very interesting. I think it's always great to hear different points of view and what people are doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh.
So you're a tea drinker.
I am a tea drinker.
I am a semi tea drinker. Good morning, Bill. I like
Bill.
iced tea and black and green tea, but
Okay.
outside of that, no.
Do you drink your tea sweetened or do you just drink it black?
just plain? I don't like sugar in my tea.
Okay.
I hate tea. I hate iced tea. I hate lemonade. I hate tea.
You like that dandelion tea I made you before.
But I love that
Oh, yeah.
blackberry
I brought
tea
some
drink.
in here. Oh, okay.
That
And I brought some
dandelion
dandelion
tea.
tea because I think you like
The
that one.
dandelion tea, I always want to have pancakes.
Yeah, because it has
smells
like a French
pancakes.
But
vanilla
it's weird
flavor
because
to
I've
it.
had other dandelion teas and they do not taste like that.
No, this is a really, really good tea. I really like our dandelion tea. And we have a good partner, so we work with Republic of Tea, right?
I'd probably
Kind of
like
our
iced teas and iced drinks better.
Well, and you like the one I made you, right? With the blackberry
so.
iced tea?
But
What I
you
made
don't
you
like
yesterday?
Oh, the one
plain
yesterday,
black
I love
tea.
it.
You just don't like plain black tea.
I really haven't had a lot of tea drinks that I love, but I do love our new drink. So even if you're not a tea drinker.
Well,
you might
I'm not,
like it.
I would say I'm not really much of a black tea drinker either. I do like green tea. I like herbal tea.
And that's what we thought we'd talk about because I didn't really realize what different kinds of teas they are until I went through our tea training that Patty read, and what makes them different.
Right, right. So, well, first of all, did you know that tea is I think the most consumed beverage in the world because of the overseas countries?
Not anymore.
Not any. Well, they have said now that coffee has taken up, but it
Well,
used to
that
be.
changed. That was one of the big things that changed the supply and demand
Yes.
in coffee is because people, in particular China,
Yes.
started drinking more coffee.
Yes.
And it
And it really has boosted the market
changed
up.
it.
I know, it's
Changed
kind
the
of
market.
crazy.
It is crazy
Yeah.
that one country can make such a global impact.
Well, the population numbers will do
Oh,
it for you, right?
for sure.
So I went to the warehouse and I grabbed 5 different teas that we have, and we saw these all on our website. And I thought we would just talk about which ones they are. And
Well, I think we should go more basic than
okay,
that.
tell me what you want
Because,
to do.
I mean, people are surprised that coffee is a cherry.
Yes.
And I know you might not think about it, but tea is a leaf.
Tea is a leaf, yes.
Which is super basic, but
Yes.
most people don't.
And then what's the difference between black, green,
Yeah, what are the colors
red
mean?
tea?
Yep,
Like,
yep, you
I
got
think
it.
those are the big.
So that all
things.
comes back to processing though, right? So
I have no idea.
Okay, so tea is kind of grown like coffee. So coffee is grown in altitudes, high mountains and things like that. And
like a tree or a bush.
So I believe it's a bush. I read it this morning. It was like a Caminilla sinensis, because I'm really good at Latin, like so good at Latin.
Obviously. That was impressive.
Hey, weirdly enough, I took a Latin class in like 7th grade. I know.
Really?
Of
Yeah.
course, you emo self did. And you studied.
I believe it was
you
required.
You studied the Greek gods, too, didn't
I
you?
actually do know a lot about Greek gods because we had to pick our god name or our Greek name that year, and I was obviously my
Athena.
emo self. No, go more emo. Persephone, goddess of death.
That's
Hello,
what I would have guessed.
hello. You know,
I took Greek mythology in college, and I remember about 0% of that.
I just read a book where the girl was like she was autistic, but her thing was the Greek gods, and I learned way more about the Greek gods than I ever knew. I think it's fascinating, but I digress.
No, it's for sure fascinating. We
Yeah.
also, in Greek mythology, we had to film a video, and I wish I had this video.
Why?
Oh my God. All I remember is we went into the studio, and I remember having to walk in like heels in this ridiculous outfit with balancing books at my head.
That's bizarre.
And I can't remember
Why?
anything else in the
Where
movie
can we
that
find
had,
this video?
I know, right? I can't remember anything else that we had to do in that video except for that.
If it was recent times, we'd be able to find it on YouTube in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
right?
it would have
I
been
know
like,
it is weird
like
when it's not when it's on
2011.
VCR.
So it was like
Yeah.
12 years ago. I have no idea.
It's on VHS somewhere.
Especially those little tiny ones. They're so hard
Hey,
to
Charles.
get on a real
I
one.
wonder if that professor like keeps all those ridiculous videos.
He tapes over them every year, I'm sure.
No, I'm
Because
sure
I
we
think
gave it
my
on like a
parents
flash
have
drive.
some probably from college. I wonder if they do because they'd come to our drama performances and tape them. That would be funny to see.
Yeah.
That is pretty
My
awesome.
21-year-old self.
Oh my God. We digress.
We always digress, though. I think if
Morning,
you're here, you're
Charles.
very used to that. So, anyways, coffee is a bush grown like, tea is a bush grown
Yeah.
like coffee, high altitudes, and they pick them by hand.
Okay.
Then they start
leaves.
the leaves. Yes, the leaves. They're like green leaves.
110.
Oh,
Oh
and
my
which I would say Wichita,
Wichita.
Wichita
Kansas.
Falls.
I
Aren't
didn't
you
know
guys
not
having
Kansas,
super
remember?
severe
There's
storms?
heat waves.
He's in Texas, not
Well,
Kansas.
he's in,
There's
oh,
heat
yeah,
waves
that's
in
right.
California, and like they're having all these
Kansas is
heat
having really bad
advisories.
storms.
Yeah, and here we just have smoke still. Lots and
Oh,
lots of
yeah.
smoke.
But it's for real. Like it is super. I mean, it feels like it's cloudy, but it's actually the ash from the
You can-
fires.
it smells like a campfire outside all the time. It's kind of weird.
It's a little.
The weird thing
concerning.
is, I had a call with Alessandro, who
Oh,
lives in,
I've been wondering
in
about
Canada.
him. Yeah.
They had 2 days where they had like air quality, and that's it.
Well, he's from where the fires are, like Montreal, right?
I thought they moved to like Quebec, but
Isn't that? Yeah.
still,
I was gonna message him. I
So
wanted
it's
to
going south really
Yeah.
quick, is what
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
know. The
I
south
don't know.
winds are coming.
They're not
and-
having any
yeah.
issues.
But here we
so.
are having all the issues.
I wonder if that is affecting like the 100-degree weather, though. If
It
that
could
is
be.
because it's dense, or if it's pushing.
Listen, we're
heat
not
or
weather people
something.
by any way, shape, or form.
We sound like it though.
But if you are a
We play them on
meteorologist, please
TV.
feel free to school us because we know about
Where's
tea and
Ahmad?
coffee.
Where's-
Ahmed,
Yeah,
Medium.
Ahmad, yeah. We have a really good weather guy here that we always
It's
get our-
entertaining.
Yeah, super
Super
entertaining.
entertaining. I love
Yeah.
following his Facebook.
Have you seen the weather guy? I think he's in Texas.
Yes,
He,
I just followed him.
Yes, he does. So if you give him a song, he'll do the whole weather report to the song.
Oh, no, I haven't
I
seen
have
that.
seen that.
Yeah, this
But
guy's funny.
I like the Ryan Hall y'all one
Oh,
too.
yeah,
the Storm
I followed
Chaser.
him. Yeah, the day that
Great
I
weather.
followed someone, he just got 10,000 followers, and he was so excited. And I
Aw.
think he was going to write a song about it or something.
Oh, nice.
But he was like, I never thought I'd get to this point. It was really adorable. But he explained the tornado warning really well, even
Okay.
though it's in
that's
Michigan.
I like when the weather people explain like why it's not accurate or why they're not sure yet, or they're like the science behind it. I
Well,
think
he's like,
it's
there's
just
swirly, you can
fascinating.
see it layered on this. And he's like, oh, you can see when that tail
That
starts
hook
forming,
thing.
that hook thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's forming again. It was
morning,
going right
Donna.
over Fenton and Holly.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, we're south of Fenton, no big deal. And
It was
Kevin's
right
like,
where
well,
you were.
Britain is like north of Fenton.
Well, so it was like where you guys were, the warning, and then we were just to the east of it. And so I'm watching this warning literally come at our house, the hook coming at our house. And then I said to Jason, I'm like, Jason, I really think we should go down in the basement. I'm like, I know we don't have a tornado warning yet, but the hook is like right there.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's fine. At this point, both kids were in our bedroom. They made nests on the floor because they were scared. And right before it got like to the highway, it just dissipated.
Oh, good.
And went
So,
away.
yeah.
That's good.
No, I had
Gone.
10 to 12. I don't know how many girls spending the night. So like 13 to
So
16 year olds.
we never got a warning, even though it was like a mile from us.
And then one went home and she went in the ditch, which I
Nick
didn't even know.
Koser.
I haven't heard of
Okay,
Nick Koser.
the dancing weatherman. I think I actually
okay.
have seen him.
We're going to have to look him up.
I've seen TikToks, I think, of that one.
Yeah. I
Not
people
even
are so
on
creative.
TikTok, but
I know, right?
you see him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Same
If
thing.
it comes to Facebook Reels, then I'm
Tornadoes
watching
are
them.
scary.
I'm too old for TikTok.
Luckily, we're in Michigan, so they typically don't get super bad.
Yeah,
here.
Wichita.
I'm knocking on wood while you say that, though.
Wichita would
Yeah.
be scary just because they're just miles.
tornado belt.
That's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. We our new house though is definitely in a spot that likes to spin up tornadoes, like one of those like alleys.
Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
No.
Thank God
No.
for basements. All right, so
Okay.
And
back
thank
to
goodness
tea,
we do have
right?
basements.
how did we even start talking about
Okay.
Okay.
Bushes.
Bushes. Do you guys think that we start drinking before our lives sometimes? Because I don't know how we digress as much as we do, but all of our conversations do go
I'm going
like
to say
this.
anybody that's been in a meeting with us knows this.
We're like, this meeting probably should have been an email because it's now 3 hours long.
The best is when you get to the end of the conversation to like track it back to how in the world you got there.
Yep, we should even try.
We did. We started at bushes.
Okay, so you pick the leaves off the bush. We're still on the bush. This is tea, okay?
Tea.
Then you start to wither or wilt the leaves. So they like lie out on a drying tray.
So much like
Plants-
coffee. Like
much
when
like
they're dry.
When
coffee.
your
Yeah,
herbs
yeah,
die
yeah.
on the windowsill.
Yes, like all of your plants at home.
Yes.
Reminds me I need to water your petunias
I
later.
think one of mine died already.
Your calla lilies do need water. I was going to water them. I'm going to water them all today. Then they start actually rolling the leaves by hand, and this is what releases the juices
Like
and
tobacco.
starts developing the flavors like tobacco.
Okay.
I
So
think.
you're, like,
Do they
getting
roll
the-
tobacco, or do they roll
it's like
tobacco
getting
into
the-
cigarettes?
I don't know. Getting that like oil out, right?
Yeah, so it's like releasing the juices and like getting the flavor to develop. But then the next step is oxidation. Oxidation.
English.
I'm so good at all
say
the
it
words
really.
today.
It's practically Latin.
You know what?
Oxidation.
Everything has a Latin root, right?
I'm
And
not. I'm the last one to talk about how I say words.
You guys, when we went to Costa
I like.
Rica
Oh, that's a great.
or any Spanish-speaking
description.
country, Lori adds "o" after every word. So she'll be like, "May I go to the bathroom?" Oh,
just adds an
yeah.
O.
It's like she thinks
That's
that
a
that's
different
her
language.
way to, but somehow it works for her.
Bill says love quantum leaping conversations. And then Donna, I have 2 brown thumbs. I cannot keep plant or flowers on. Me neither.
But
Donna.
you do good
us
at animals,
either.
Donna, and that's more important. Well, everything has its role. Yeah.
So I get office plants, and then Patty takes care of them.
This is true. This is true.
She really likes plants, and I really like to look at them.
Yes, and that's why I got them for your birthday this year, so you could look
Yes.
at them and I would take care of
And
them.
then Brent got you squiggly eyes to put on all the plants.
Oh yeah, yeah.
which
They're
is
like little
awesome.
magnet eyes that you put on the leaves. They're super
They're
cute.
so cute.
Okay, so I actually typed up what oxidation means because I didn't want to get it wrong, but that is where the tea's taste and aroma is established. So like green tea and white tea, I am going to actually read this because I
Yeah,
don't want to say it
please
wrong. It is not allowed to oxidize at all, and that is how it becomes grassy or like vegetal flavor.
Okay, so
Earthy.
they almost keep it not withered.
Yes.
So is it like
Okay.
fermenting or it's like just
yeah, so
exposed to air?
it's basically like a fermentation process, and that's like the
Okay.
wilting and the withering to the oxidation process. And then like because they're not allowing it to oxidate at all, it's get like more grassy, and so that's
Okay.
why like
So it's like underdeveloped, sort of.
yeah. Hey,
but
Kevin.
that's so,
Interesting. Morning, Dad.
intentionally.
Right. So if you've ever had like a matcha tea, for example, it tastes like straight grass. Like you're like, oh my God, I'm
Yes.
drinking this, and it tastes like a freshly grown lawn.
I like matcha.
I do like matcha too, and especially like a matcha like tea latte like
Yeah.
with some sugar because it needs sugar. It's super good, and we make one that's blended.
Yeah.
That's super
yeah, that
good.
one's really good.
Yeah, matcha. If I have to like strain something through my teeth, I really don't want to drink it.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, not a fan. So oolong
Or
tea.
feel like I should
So
like
is that white? Is oolong?
lawn
no,
No.
white tea is white tea.
mow it.
And is going to be more on the vegetal side, but oolong tea has a little bit of oxidation, and black tea has the most oxidation.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's red tea?
Okay, so red tea is actually not
Not-
a tea at all.
It's not.
It is not a tea leaf. Red tea is grown in South Africa only at the foothills of the Cedarburg Mountains. It's the only place that it's grown.
What?
But what is it?
But what is
It is like it's rubus. It's called
like a different plant.
ROOIBOOS. Rubus. And so it's called red tea. And when you grind these little, they look like pine needles. When they grind them up, they're red. Yep. So that's a red tea.
This one.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so it's only grown
it's not
there.
blended with
It's
vanilla.
caffeine
It's
free.
an herb.
Yep, it's an herb. It's caffeine
African
free.
herb.
There's no caffeine in it at all. And those usually steep for like 5 to 7 minutes.
I'm just gonna say you sound so smart right now.
I have taught the
I
class
feel
like
like-
more than once.
I feel like you're like librarian mode.
You know, but it has been a minute since I've taught the class. So I'm like, I had to type up my notes this morning so I didn't tell anybody wrong. And then real quick though, after you oxidize it, then you dry it, and then it gets packaged up and sent out and ready for your tea
So
pot.
this is like a herb. Do they just call it a tea because it's easier?
Yeah, they do. It's called red tea, but it's not tea at all. But we do drink it
Well,
like
is tea really the finished product though? Like, because they don't call the leaves tea, they're tea leaves though.
Right, they're
There
tea
are
leaves,
tea
yeah.
leaves.
And so, but like in America, we always drink it, like we buy the tea bags, right? But like when you're in England, and remember when
The bulk
our
stuff.
Well, I buy
our
loose
Chinese
leaf.
partners came over, and how they do it is they were doing it right in the cup and putting the water over it, and then they had like a whole tea ceremony where they like scrape the leaves off, and the leaves had to like on fuel. I might still have some of that tea they left us. Might be like 10 years old, but I might still have some.
I have a little like frog thing that my tea goes in.
So you put your loose leaf tea
Yeah,
in it and then
in it,
steep
yeah.
it. Yeah, they like to
I
do
like
that
that.
way.
I love the idea of tea, mostly because some of the sachets and stuff are so beautiful.
Right?
Like it seems like a grown-up
And like
thing
the
to
tea
do. Like to
boxes are
drink
so
tea.
pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of really nice tea packaging. For
I don't
sure.
know. I like a good cup
I like
of
the
tea,
packaging. If
especially
you-
at night.
Yeah, if you drink everything based on packaging, just follow Lori.
I will say though that I'm not like hot beverage drinker.
Oh, really?
Like, I prefer.
You know what we do for a living, right?
Well, I prefer iced
I would
coffee.
prefer
iced
coffee.
I prefer
I do
everything.
too. I
iced.
prefer everything ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm the person who it's 90 degrees in the warehouse, and I'm like, oh, let's go get some hot coffee.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have a cold, like iced hot cocoa would be
Yeah.
better. to
I
me.
like iced coffee
Me
way
too.
better.
I do like iced coffee, but I love hot. So,
Yeah, I'm not
And
a
I-
hot beverage drinker.
and I do like
per
a good
se.
hot
Unless I'm
tea in the
sick.
afternoon.
Okay, so black is the most oxidized.
Yes.
So is
Green
it going
is
to be
not
like the
oxidized.
strongest
Right, and
flavor?
white,
It's
yep.
going to be your
And then
strongest,
white.
deepest flavor.
So
and
And
there's
more
really only
fermented
white,
flavor.
green, and black.
Right, that are actually tea. But you'll see here, so we're going to actually talk about 6 different kinds. I don't have oolong here because we don't sell oolong here. Oh, yeah, spilling the tea. Huh, Bill? You're too cute.
Should have named it that.
You're too cute. Spilling the
should have
tea. We
called
should
it
have named
spilling
it
the
that.
tea.
Yes.
That's cute.
The next time we do it. But what I also have here is herbal tea. And then the red tea, which we already
Okay.
said isn't really tea.
Oh, so
And then
herbal tea's not tea.
Herbal tea is not tea either, but we call it that, right?
well,
There's-
that's an herb too, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's very specific because it's the rubus,
Right.
whereas herbal tea can be like
And it only
chamomile.
grows in one place, you said?
Yep, the foothills of the
Oh.
Cedarburg
So
Mountains
it's
in South
African
Africa.
Crazy.
herb. It's
Yeah.
very specific.
And they say that the plant looks like pine needles.
Okay.
Yeah. I know.
The minister of herbs invites you to experience this delicious herbal tea from the soul of South Africa.
There you go.
And we sell Republic of Tea on our
Yes.
website. Do we just really like the quality I think it's a very consistent product. And really, I mean, most of them that we've liked, I mean.
They've been a partner of ours for, I mean, at least 15
really
years.
long time.
Yeah, I mean, since the whole time I've worked here. And
And we have looked at other teas, but we really.
Well, and it's kind of like with coffee or anything, right? Like the lower quality coffees are sprayed with pesticides.
Yes.
They're,
Yes.
you know, full
Yeah.
of chemicals or non-natural ingredients.
right. And they have just a ton of flavors, a ton, you know, and a lot of good quality
and it'll
behind their
take a lot
brand.
of great care with their tea,
And
just
we
like
have-
we do with our coffee.
We
So
have
we've
tried
got
a
similar.
lot
Yeah.
of tea
We have.
companies.
Yes.
A lot of tea companies.
You have no idea how much tea is in my office right now. When we said
No-
earlier about the mess, a lot of it's tea.
Yeah, nobody beats Republic.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the least oxidized, which is the white tea. White tea is actually super expensive because it is like the first, I want to say the first 2 buds they pick, like the first picking, the first flush, I think they call it, is what they pick. And this one is called the Emperor's White Tea. And the reason why it's the Emperor's Tea is this used to be like the most rare, and it still is, the most rare tea that only the Emperor could afford to
only
drink
could.
it.
Ah.
Yeah.
And I will
Okay.
say we can't always get it.
Yeah, it's not always the easiest
It
one
says
to get.
rare spring
Yes.
buds for the China's Fujian.
Yeah, so it's
province?
a small supply, and it's plucked once a year for less than a week. So it supplies the entire year and the entire world supply, which is why it costs more money. So if you go to our website, I think it might be like $26 last time I checked.
So it might be like
There's 50
like our
bags,
Jamaican kind of, like our Jamaican.
Yeah,
Right.
it's really rare. It's not as easy to get.
Oh, because it's the least processed, it retains more of its antioxidants.
Look at you reading the package.
Wow.
Good job. Yes.
This peach tea, it's ginger peach, was voted outstanding beverage at the International Fancy Food Show.
Fancy foods.
You
Fancy
guys,
food
Yes.
these tender white downy buds are handpicked just 2 days of the year.
Wow. Okay, so
Really?
even less.
Yes,
Yeah.
right before the leaf
Yeah.
opens.
Yeah. So that's why it's more
crazy.
expensive, right? Because you have to you got to get your workers together. There are no sick days. You got those 2 days to pick that.
Can you
top tea.
imagine?
Yes.
Go, go, go.
Yeah. Get it in.
And so this bottle has a caffeine content
this
chart
does
on
too.
it. So the green tea has the least amount of caffeine.
Yep, so
And
I was-
then,
yeah.
No, white tea has even less.
Yep. So white tea
green,
has
yeah.
the least amount, and it says it's about
Okay,
15
white
milligrams.
tea's not on mine. And then oolong's after green. And then black tea is about 50 milligrams per 6-ounce cup. And then coffee has like 125 milligrams.
Yeah,
per
we usually
6-ounce
say about
cup.
95 milligrams, but it can vary
Yeah.
depending on your cup size.
I'm reading this tiny little graphic.
Yeah.
So it's, could be 95.
yeah.
2 days a year, I'm still blown away by that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And how do they determine which to, like, you have to watch it every day to see.
When the rest
and then
time
it'd be
is,
like,
yeah.
hey, everybody.
Yeah.
The bell.
Get out the
Come
water.
on.
Time to pack that tea. Yeah. So that one does have the least amount of caffeine at 15 milligrams per cup.
Okay.
Then you go on to green tea. And a reminder too, and I don't think I've said this yet, but like green tea has or all tea really has like a ton of health properties, a ton of antioxidants, super good for you. And I want to say that white one said that it had
only
more.
steep this for 60 seconds.
Yeah, mine says 1 to 2 minutes.
Interestingly enough, though, coffee has more antioxidants. Good coffee
Yes.
has more antioxidants than tea.
Yeah,
which
weird
is
how that
crazy.
works,
Arabica
right?
coffee,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So then green tea has about 25 milligrams per cup, and that one brews for 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
And I grabbed this one here because this is actually my favorite green tea that we have. It's called the lean green tea. I drink it in the afternoon, and I feel like I'm like losing weight. I'm not, but it has.
Oh, it does say for weight loss.
Yeah, it has cinnamon, and so I know you
Like,
guys
this
aren't
one
cinnamon
says
fans.
longevity.
I'm not
Don't
sure
we
what
have
that means.
the pomegranate
Spicy
green tea
sweet.
and the acai
Yeah,
green
so
tea?
our
Those are my
one of our
favorite.
number one selling is ginger peach, and
Ginger
then
peach is
we have a
amazing.
cranberry blood orange that sells really well.
Oh, that's iced.
yeah,
is-
super good.
That's my
The
favorite.
acai is a good one. We have a blueberry superfood.
Why don't we brew this one all day
well,
long?
because it has cinnamon in it, you
tried.
wouldn't
Yeah, I
like it
wouldn't
as
like it,
much.
no.
I used to take
Yeah.
the
Anything
acai
for weight
Charles.
loss, I
and
don't
the
like.
pomegranate and mix them together in
Yeah.
iced tea. That was good.
Yes. This is really good though. I can make you guys some later today and see if you like the cinnamon of it. It's not too bad, but
No.
I love it.
I'm good.
They both hate cinnamon. They're just not of this world. How you don't like cinnamon, I don't know.
Spicy sweet.
Mm, it's good. So that's my favorite green tea that we have. But we have good matcha. We have a blueberry green. We have a blueberry
the
black.
blueberry ones.
Oh, and if you need a caffeine-free blend to aid in weight loss, get Lost herb tea.
Which we do.
We used to carry.
We may or
I
may
don't
not
know
have
if
that
we-
one. I'm not sure if we still do.
Okay.
Okay, so then the green tea is like 2 or 3 minutes. Oolong, we don't actually carry oolong here. I don't know why, we just don't. But those ones we don't, those ones are really interesting when you brew it. It's called the agony of leaves. When you pour hot water over it, it like unfurls and is like really pretty when it like opens up. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that one has 33 milligrams of caffeine according to my records.
And how much does coffee have?
About 95.
But
Okay.
it's really subjective.
Yeah.
Because,
Sure.
I mean, it's how much water you use, how diluted
steeped
it
is.
is,
Right.
how
Same with
long
coffee,
it's
Yeah.
brewed for.
I always just say 95 and then we, qualify
Yeah.
it, right? And then,
Well,
then
but tea's subjective too.
tea's super
depending.
subjective
Yeah.
also.
So
Yeah.
either way.
so then the one you have in your hand, the ginger peach, is a black tea. Again, it's one of our top selling flavors.
Yeah. It's one of my
About
favorites.
58 milligrams, and that one's going to brew a little bit longer at 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've touched on this yet, but like if you don't follow the steeping, you can get a really like bitter or like tannic taste in your tea, especially with the green and the white. It's really important to follow your steeping instructions because your whole cup can just be gross.
And don't oversteep it thinking you're
Even-
going to get more flavor.
Yeah.
Because you'll bring out the negative connotations.
Yeah, so we actually try to take some of this tea and pour it into our K-cup machine to see if it would work.
Yeah.
It does not work.
No,
Yeah.
not
Because
at all.
the steeping time, the extraction time is not nearly long
Yeah.
enough.
I don't
for
know. Is there
tea.
anybody who does tea in K cups? Because I don't
we've
know.
tried stuff. Anything in K-cups has to be almost like freeze dried, or it's just
Yeah.
got to be such a
Something.
Yeah.
different,
Like
like
you
water
can't actually
soluble.
brew it. Ugh.
We just haven't been happy. We've tried cocoa. We've tried different products, and
And we were just purely curious what would happen
Yeah.
if we cut package open and tried it through at Keurig.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Freeze dried anything is gross to
It
me.
tasted just like straight up citric acid or something.
Well, so that makes sense now, right? Because now you know that steeping time wasn't there
Yeah.
because they're quickly pouring water through, so it just wouldn't make sense. It just doesn't
Yeah.
work
For sure.
unless you're freeze drying, which ew.
Which is honestly sometimes why coffee can be a bit weaker too, because it just doesn't have the proper extraction
it is.
time.
It's hard to get that through.
And they're doing better.
In a
I will say
K-cup.
that the machines have gotten better with time.
Yeah.
So that's black tea. And black tea is like probably the #1 consumed version or form of tea
Yeah.
in America
So it's-
because that's what we're using in our like
Well, so
sweet
it's
teas and
For
iced teas.
thousands of years, the peach has been China's darling of longevity.
Yep, and that's probably like Republic of Tea's like best-selling flavor.
Well,
I would
I'm sure
imagine.
they have great aging things. I remember when I went to China.
Well, since he's never found any tea K-cups, we
Yeah,
know
not good.
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
one company that sells them, and
It's tough.
they weren't great.
Yeah. Sorry, one company who remains unnamed.
But
Your tea
in
sucks.
China, when I went there were these women would be like 70 years old and look like 30. I mean,
Yeah.
just
The
amazing.
antioxidants, yeah.
So no, they took these little vitamin shots. I got them for a while from China,
Yeah,
and
you
you
did.
Send
drink
them
them
to
in the
me?
morning.
They were like tiny,
tiny
I
little
mean,
things.
and they had tiny little straws.
I'm going to be 40
Oh,
this
yeah,
year.
they
Can
had
I
tiny
can I
little
know
straws. I
about more
forgot
about
about
this?
Yeah.
yeah, they were fascinating, but I mean, looking at them, I'm like, what do you do?
Googling
I'll do what
Chinese
you do.
specialty later.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna get something on Amazon.
I am, and it's probably going to be arsenic, and I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Only
Speaking
after
of which,
60 days.
Only after 60 days.
I was in
My
our
husband didn't do it.
Amazon account yesterday, and on the side there's like notes and like stuff that's going on that like Amazon tells you about. And one of the things is like on July 31st, they're now gonna ban Amazon won't, or sellers on Amazon won't be allowed to sell mouth tape.
Mouth tape?
And I was like,
What is mouth tape?
what? Okay, so you guys haven't seen the videos online. Mouth tape's getting really popular.
Need to
Is it for your chin or something?
No, so you put it over your mouth while you sleep to encourage nose breathing.
Oh, so if you have a
So
snoring
you
husband,
suffocate yourself?
Well, because it's super healthy for you, I guess, to breathe through your nose, especially while you sleep. You sleep better and longer and more effectively.
Are people dying?
Well, that's what I couldn't figure out.
Oh.
They're saying that
There's a
people
Google
are
I mean,
search.
if they banned
Yeah.
this, please
There's a
somebody
Google
do it.
search.
banning
Melissa,
the
please
sale
Google
of
this.
mouth tape. I keep seeing videos for this mouth tape.
That's
Do
nuts.
people die of mouth tape?
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, did I certainly wish I had some mouth tape for my husband snoring in my ear at 5 a.m.?
If anybody,
absolutely.
it is a lifesaver. The Bose sleep buds, they are pricey. They're like $200, but they have saved my life and my marriage.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you would die from mouth tape. Like, you would wake up if you weren't breathing.
If you vomit or have acid reflux when your mouth is taped, the stomach contents could go into your lungs
just
and lead
take it
to
off.
pneumonia or death.
I mean, if you're
like,
feeling sick, take it off.
Why am I going to vomit in my sleep? I mean, am I going to like...
Mouth tape not only doesn't help you breathe through your nose, it's highly dangerous. It can cause obstructive breathing and create other more serious sleep disorders like obstructive sleep apnea and sleep disruption.
Oh,
But has
weird.
anybody died? That's what I want to know.
Well, then I don't know.
Like, they're
'cause there's
saying
really
it's dangerous.
conflicting.
This is like that
Oh,
shirt
there
I
are
bought
no
you, but
reports
did you
of
die?
any injury or death as a result of mouth taping. Okay,
Okay.
so nobody died. So can't be that bad.
You guys, I bought
Yeah.
Lori a shirt one time that says, "But did you die?" Because when I drive with her and I'm holding on for dear life, she's like, "But you didn't die," and I'm like, "Not yet."
I'll say, Patty, close your eyes.
She does do that. When she's about to do something really aggressive, she'll be like, "Just close your eyes, okay?" I'm like, "Jesus, Jesus, 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 Jesus."
Like how she does that to you. Like the one time we almost went off the side of the road, she just kept saying, "I'm sorry."
I'm like,
Like,
I'm
I'm so
sorry,
sorry.
I'm
I'm so
sorry.
I'm sorry, I almost killed you today,
Melissa said
guys.
there are no reports of death, but that does not sound safe. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds interesting, but Amazon's
Well, people die from
banning
like
it.
pencils in the eye, like 5 people a year or something crazy.
What?
So if nobody dies from mouth tape, I'm saying
Honestly, though,
Not yet. I
that's
haven't
crazy.
died.
You imagine you're just like walking around with a pencil and you have like trip and like.
Ugh.
or if someone
Ooh.
throws it.
You guys, this
I don't
sounds
think
like
I
that
wouldn't-
show they used to have called 1,000 Ways to Die, where they should like freak accidents, like Final Destination.
I love those TikToks that are
What about
out,
the
that are like
inhaling
the
the
dumb
flower?
ways to die.
I haven't seen those.
They're
Send me one.
so funny.
Well, what about the flour? I think they were having a fight with flour or something, and they died.
Oh, they
I
aspirated
would have
it.
never thought of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
That's
the
when your
cinnamon
kids had
challenge,
the baby
right?
powder. I was like, oh.
Well, I didn't know they had it, and we got cleaned up quickly because the baby powder actually really is dangerous.
Well,
to
now
inhale.
they say it has talc or whatever in it, right?
Yeah, it's dangerous
Yeah.
to inhale for
Yeah,
sure.
not great.
But
Okay.
we digress.
Oh,
That
no, we
do,
don't,
Bill.
Bill. We were still talking about tea.
Tea to dying of pencils in your eye.
Okay, last thing about tea.
Okay, back to tea.
So we talked about red tea, a little out of order, but we still talked about red
Yeah.
tea, that it's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
tea.
It's an herb.
It's an herb, 5 to 7 minutes for steeping, and it usually has no caffeine. But what I wrote down, which is really interesting, was it's anti-spasmodic, what, I don't know what that means. I don't get
Spasmodic.
spasms. It makes you not have spasms.
Anti-spasmodic.
And it has magnesium and like other good
Interesting.
minerals
to
in it.
relieve upset stomach, so it doesn't make your stomach spasm.
Or do you get an eye spasm and you can, you know.
I was thinking like restless leg syndrome. Like maybe it helped with like that.
it
when
says
you're like,
anti-spasmodic to relieve upset stomach.
So just for stomachs.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it
could
cures
be
other things
anything.
because it has magnesium in it, and I think magnesium helps with those things too.
I would.
But you know, my medical degree is still in the mail, so
it cost $1.
Yeah.
I printed it
Free shipping.
online yeah, with free shipping.
Well, I don't know if you can get a minister license online. Like
It's
that.
coming from Temu on China, which never download. Apparently, that's
download.
really bad, and they'll like watch your phone. That's what the internet told me.
Not worth those cheap prices.
Not worth the prices. And then finally, herbal tea, which usually will steep from like 5 to 10 minutes. And again, it's not tea at all.
It's
It's
just
usually
herbs.
like whatever. It's chamomile. It's in this case, I brought dandelion because I love dandelion tea. Dandelion tea is really good for digestive.
So those are the
Yeah.
flowers one and the ones that look really pretty.
Sometimes,
probably
yes,
herbal.
but yes, most likely, yes.
Because tea
Yeah.
doesn't have flowers, does it?
Melissa did
If
a
they wanted to
spelling
add.
for us. Anti-spasmodic. Yep.
No, she
Adjective.
spelled it out for us.
Used to relieve spasm of involuntary muscle. So it could be any
We
muscle.
were right. Law degree managed.
Law degree?
No, medical degree. Medical
We're
law
weather
degree?
people. We're lawyers and doctors.
food scientists and
you know.
tea experts.
Couch doctors.
This is why we don't follow what the internet says. I love when I call my doctor and I'm like, yeah, so WebMD said I have cancer.
Patty thinks she's dying.
Yeah.
Every time she's like, oh, a test came back and I researched it. I think I'm going to have to like draw blood every 2 days.
I
I'm
thought
like,
I had a blood disease.
Maybe you should just wait to talk to the doctor.
And I called the doctor, and he's like, yeah, everything's fine. I said, but it said this, this, and this. And he said,
Get
and I'm
off
the doctor.
the internet.
Yeah. I feel bad for my doctor.
I feel bad for your doctor. I feel bad for your
Melissa,
coworker.
spell out hypochondriac. Yeah, I feel bad for
I
you
would be
guys too.
curious if they put like in the notes of patients like who
Don't
is
believe what they say.
No, my
extreme.
doctor legit says high strung, always fill her Xanax meds. Like always. Never deny.
Yeah, it's
That
funny.
makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, well, have we digressed enough? How long have we been digressing
Well, I
for?
hope you guys did learn something today. Especially mouth taping's bad, apparently.
But no one's died.
I don't know. Might
Nobody's
try.
died.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, but is it bad if you mouth tape someone without their
guys,
consent?
I would probably
Like if my
But I
husband
would
woke up with tape on his
consider
mouth.
mouth
it
taping
depends if they said the same
because
word.
the oh my god,
No, you did not.
she did.
So,
Yeah, that happened.
well, you can't do. I mean, I almost did put a pillow over my brother's face, and he woke up and thought I was trying to kill him.
Which
You were trying to kill him.
Like, we just want him to stop snoring, whatever that took.
Pillow over face equals murder. Just so you know.
I just want him to stop snoring. I want to mean to really kill him.
With the
So,
amount of spiders that you eat per year, I've like that keeps
Oh,
me
that's
up at
Is it
night
like 2
sometimes.
pounds of
It's
spiders you're
disgusting.
supposed to eat? I would want to tape my mouth
I would
full of
consider,
spiders.
yeah, taping my mouth shut just so I don't eat spiders.
Okay,
then
but
they crawl up your nose or in your eyes, which would be worse. Or
In your
ears.
eyes?
They would not go in your eyes.
In your ears.
I don't think
But
they
that's
go in
not
your
swallowed.
ears.
That's a different way. That's just them laying ears in.
I'd rather go in my
Your
stomach
ears.
acid than in my ear and live there.
Ugh.
You know,
I don't know. It sounds all sketchy to me.
there's about 4 minutes of information in this whole live.
I know, it's not like we can send it to a customer. Hey, what about tea? Here. Here's the 45
Did you want
minute
some tea
live.
knowledge? Go ahead
So-
and watch this.
Melissa, who does our customer service, who you know by now and is also in these comments, I'll be like, oh, we did a video on that. And she's like, yeah, but it's like 45 minutes. Like, yeah, but there is information in there.
And there's 2 minutes of usable information. But again,
Yeah, I
do you
don't
think
know
it would
how we
be
can
bad if
edit
I
it
tape
down.
my husband's mouth at night? I'm asking not for a friend, but actually for me.
Get the sleep buds. I've got an
Yes.
extra pair. I should have you try them
You know
because
what
they are
works
life
wonders
changing.
too, because your child's going to college, is separate bedrooms.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
But we did that, and that's not so fun, I'm going to say. So really, I feel like the
Not
sleep
so
buds
fun.
were helpful.
We don't do
But
separate
you know what I
bedrooms
did throw
either.
in his college bag was I have some of those cheap earbuds. And because
Yeah.
it'd be horrible if you had like roommates that were noisy and stuff.
Oh, my roommate snores. And it's the cutest little
Oh,
snore.
I've heard
It's
about
like,
her
so-
snore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like my
cutest little
sneeze?
Snore. I love it. It's super rhythmic. Like I'm kind of okay with like a rhythmic snore.
Would it be weird if you
Not just
secretly
like,
recorded her so I could hear
like
it?
they sound like
Yeah.
they're drowning snoring.
I don't usually snore, but sometimes I talk or whine in my sleep.
I
Oh,
snore
weird.
sometimes if I'm tired.
If I'm super tired, but she'll be like, were you okay? You were like whining. And I'm like, I don't know.
I sleep like an angel just like this.
One of the kids, Logan, he was really sick and he was on the couch and all of a sudden he just got up and he's like, I need a
Serta Comfort
Serta Comfort mattress.
He did.
In the middle of it, I was like,
He was like in
okay.
the living room. We were
Go
all
to
just like,
sleep.
what?
Did he get a
was
sort of
super
comfort
funny.
mattress?
No, he's sleeping on the couch. Like,
It was cute. But we probably should go.
yeah, we should.
I guess we'll go back to work now.
Wonderful week.
Yeah.
And next week we'll be trying coffees.
Yeah, we're gonna be trying the subscription coffees. Oh, we have the summer fun sale too.
25% off.
Oh,
Is the
yeah.
code Summer Fun?
And if you
We're
are
so
near
good at
one of our
codes.
So good at
stores,
names.
Yeah.
look for the blackberry vanilla
Yep.
Yeah.
should be
drink
Yeah.
coming
in
soon.
August.
I have no August. We're doing Red Bull,
So it's September.
something like that, or August.
Fall.
Coming
Fall.
up, fall.
Coming in the
It'll
fall.
be
Fall
there
drink.
soon.
And it's
good.
delicious, even if
Yeah.
you don't like tea, quite honestly. And try it with oat milk. I thought it was even better.
I agree. It's
Yeah.
good.